Hi guys, this is Imran from Options Insight. Due to the incredible interest that I've had from people asking me about crypto options, once I've told them I've become active in the space, I thought it made sense to start making videos about crypto and crypto options specifically. Now, I'm not a blockchain or crypto expert, but what I am is an options expert. And since June, I've been trading Bitcoin and Ethereum options with my own cash, and I've managed to 5x it. I've also managed to do that in a way where my risk was super controlled and I wasn't going to lose a hell of a load of money. So the idea of these videos in this new series, which I'm going to call Crypto Insight, is to talk you guys through some of the strategies and ways that I'm trading crypto options and taking advantage of my knowledge of trading volatility, term structure, skew, and being able to manipulate those positions to give myself some edge and give myself some advantage in the way that I express my views to participate in these crazy wild swings that crypto markets can have. Being a vol trader, I'll tell you now, the most exciting and the most fun assets to trade, volatility, are the ones that know how to move. And right now, there's no other asset class that knows how to move like crypto. So with that, I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and feel free to sign up for a free trial to Macro Insight, where you'll get this type of content. You'll also get other asset classes, and you'll get
so Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been struggling, right? So it keeps threatening to break 60K, but then it keeps failing again, right? So it's proving pretty hard for Bitcoin to break this 60K number, this 60K level. And the momentum just keeps on kind of grinding lower, right? So I kind of, it does, to me, it looks like quite toppy price action at the moment, which is why, you know, I was looking for a bigger dip towards maybe some of these support zones that I've highlighted, like 48, 45 and a half and 42 and a half. But we haven't really managed to do that either. Like the 50-day moving average is kind of as low as we got to, which was around that sort of 51 area. And it bounced pretty aggressively off that. So, you know, there's not really been a lot of fundamental news flow in the space, but it's just, you know, momentum seems to be running out on Bitcoin itself. Whereas if you look at ETH's been taking out the highs, right? So whilst Bitcoin's been kind of hanging around at 60K, not doing much, ETH kind of managed to stage a pretty strong rally from like 1900 to 2100 in short order. Now, obviously last week I had said I didn't think ETH was going to be the leader. You know, I thought Bitcoin was going to be the one that led the move. That turned out to be completely wrong. Thankfully, I hadn't gone short any ETH, so that was all right. If you look at the spread, you know, that spread had been chopping around at that 0.03 level, and it's finally staged a decent bounce off there, right? So best part of 20% outperformance of ETH relative to Bitcoin in a matter of about a week or just over a week. So that's kind of what's happened. Now, looking at where that spread is, it's kind of mid-rangey, right? So not really, it's kind of no man's land, the ETH versus BTC spread there. So nothing obvious to say. I mean, if you one interesting thing to keep an eye on is this dominance chart, Bitcoin dominance. So if you take that chart back a bit, that's broken below quite key levels, right? So that's Bitcoin's market cap relative to the entire crypto space, and that is breaking down. So that's like saying that the alts are coming with a vengeance, basically, to try and take some market share in the entire crypto sort of ecosystem. Yeah. So that's DeFi. That's DeFi tokens, that's Ether, that's all those things that are rallying and taking market share, basically. Right? So, you know, Bitcoin dominance, it had been holding that level, taking it out to the downside now. If it carries on, you know, who knows? There's maybe another move towards that next support area around 53. Yeah, so you could continue potentially getting more leadership out of the altcoins if this chart wants to keep breaking down like that. Yeah. So that's kind of where we are in Bitcoin and what's happening there. Now, in terms of the vol space, you've basically got both implied vol and realized vol in Bitcoin has been sort of dripping lower. So let me share this. Okay, so that shows you, so you see the implied vol and realized vol. So implied is the gray one, realized is the red one. That's over the last month. So that's a 30-day vol, just been kind of steadily dripping lower and lower over the course of the last month. And then the chart on next to it is the term structure. So that's showing you a very, very steep term structure where you've got the short dated stuff expiring this week at 55. And then the stuff in kind of June is up at 80. So it's kind of signaling that the next couple of weeks, the vol is being marked down at 55, 60 area, which is pretty low for Bitcoin, right? So it's kind of vol market telling you that they don't really anticipate much out of Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks, basically, right? So that's what that's kind of signaling. But then if you look at Ethereum vol, that's got about a 10 to 15 vol point premium over Bitcoin after the recent surge that it's had. And there's been a decent amount of call buying activity. That's been the major flows. So large increase in ETH volumes, in option volumes, generally coming from the call buying. It's got a more positive skew than Bitcoin for the calls. So the calls trade at a bigger premium in Ether than they do in Bitcoin. So the options market in Ether is telling you that it's definitely a more bullish tone to that market than in Bitcoin, and people are willing to pay up a bit of extra premium to participate in that Ethereum upside, basically, right? So that's kind of what the options market definitely setting up more bullishly, or has a more bullish setup for Ethereum than it does for Bitcoin right now. Yeah. And then the last sort of chart I want to show was just this, this one. Where are we? So this is just an interesting chart that I saw showing the flows, right? So institutional type flows, some data on those over the last 2 quarters. So over the last 2 quarters, you've basically had, you can see the gold ETFs have lost about $20 billion, right, in terms of AUM, whilst Bitcoin has probably gained, Bitcoin's on the other axis, Bitcoin's gained about 7 billion. So 7 billion worth of inflows into Bitcoin funds versus 20 billion worth of outflows from gold, basically, right? So that's where we're seeing this switch from gold holders to Bitcoin holders for what is arguably the same reasoning, but Bitcoin proving to be delivering the returns and delivering what you want from your hedge to, you know, fiat currency debasement, inflation expectations, you know, whatever it is, that's kind of evidence there in the data, basically, of the actual money flows, right? So, you know, people often like start throwing around wild statements about it, but there's the actual data to back it up, basically, right? So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, give the video a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'd also encourage you to sign up for a free trial to our live and interactive Macro Insight Zoom call. As part of our trading community, as well as the call, you'll also get access to our Telegram chat and our weekly market reports. To find out more, you can also connect with us on the socials. All the links are at our website, www.options-insight.com. Thanks.